Okay, so can we start?
Yes, please. We can start. Hello and good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Sonia. Hello, Sonia.
Hi, Kalade, you are live.
All
Let me
right,
just
thank you very much.
quickly okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Sonia. Thank you, everyone that has joined this interactive session from the Distinction team. And so for the next couple of minutes, we'll be here to take your questions, answer your questions as much as we can, give you additional information about the quizathon that is taking place on the 7th of December, the Grand Quizathon, Quizathon 2.0, where you stand a chance of winning lots and lots of prizes. So the floor is open to everyone. You can ask any questions as it concerns the Distinction platform and Quizathon. Just to reiterate again, my name is Kolade Adebimpe, and I'm the product manager of the Distinction product. So over to you, Sonia. Do we have questions coming in?
Yes, we do. Hello, Kalade. So we have a couple of questions that we received even before now. So I'll just read those questions to you and then you can help address them. Okay, so the very first question that we have is from a young lady. She was asking that considering that our school is just resuming, when she registered for the Quizathon earlier on in the year, she was in her first year and now she's in her second year. So she's saying that for the Quizathon, can she still take 100 level questions considering that she has not started to take 200 level courses?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sonia. As we've always maintained, for the Quizathon, you can take questions from different courses, notwithstanding the level you're currently on. So if you're in 100 level and you feel like you are a you're in the master level of whatever you're studying, you can actually take 400 level questions, questions under 400 level department. So say, for example, I'm in the Department of Computer Science, I'm in 100 level, I can actually take questions from 200 level, 300 level, 400. So in this young lady's case, if she's got to, she's now in 200 level and she wants to take questions under courses in 100 level, she can as well do that. In fact, she can take courses or questions across different or multiple departments. So the fact that you're in botany doesn't mean you can't take questions under microbiology, or the fact that you're in marine biology and fisheries doesn't mean you can take questions under sociology and vice versa. So it's very flexible. You can take questions from any department. Thank you.
Oh, great. Thank you, Kolade. I'm sure that answers our question. Okay, so we have another question here. And okay, so this question was from Ifeyiwa Susan. Okay, so the other question that I have here is from someone asking around issues of difficulty to access their platform. Let me articulate this question well. Okay, so this is Chizo. Chizo says that what happens if they sign in with one device and have to use another during the course of the quizathon?
Okay, this is a very, very important question, which can make or mar your participation during the quizathon. Due to the fact that we want to ensure and enable high level of integrity, we want to uphold the standards of this quizathon competition. We are making sure that during the quizathon, for the 5-hour period, you can only use one device to access the platform. So if you're on your mobile device, if you want to switch to your laptop device, there's no problem with that. But you need to log out of your mobile device and log in into your PC, your computer. I mean, if that's the case. But you cannot open multiple devices at the same time because of the fact that that might lead to malpractice. So we are not enabling or allowing a situation whereby you're going to have distinction open on your mobile phone or on multiple phones, maybe on your Techno, on your Samsung, or on your iPhone, all at the same time, and you're answering questions. If this is the case, you are going to be disqualified. So if you are taking the exam, it has to be one platform at a time. One device, I mean, at a time. So if it is your mobile phone at a time. If it is your computer at a time. Please pay attention to this so that you do not waste effort when it comes to the Quizathon competition. Make sure that you're using a single device to access the questions at every point in time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Kolade. So I have a question from YouTube from Fabian. Fabian says, my concern is regards to the performance of some participants. How feasible is it for one to answer about 400 questions correctly within 25 minutes?
Yeah, thank you very much, Fabian. That is a very, very important question. And as I said, we want to always maintain integrity of whatever we're doing. I want to make sure that we have the highest standard. And just to also give you an insight into this, we had the mock Quizathon, and during the mock Quizathon, we did notice some results that came in that were kind of a little bit not clear, and we had to really look into it and investigate. So we've put in place several mechanisms to ensure that if students try to cheat or manipulate the system whilst taking the Quizathon, we're able to find out and penalize as much as possible. So you can rest assured that there is really, you're protected from all sides. So there's not going to be a situation whereby one person is taking advantage of the other. If you remember, when one of the reasons why we had to postpone this Quizathon was from the last time was the fact that we noticed that it could potentially, some of the issues could potentially give some people undue advantage over others. And that is not what we stand for. We believe everyone should have equal opportunity. So on the day of the Quizathon, if anyone tries to cheat their way to score high on the Quizathon, get high scores, we're going to know. We have, like I said, we have several mechanisms, both automated mechanisms and even human mechanisms to find out if you've cheated on the platform, on the product or not. And once we find out that there's any sort of cheating, you're going to be penalized. So anyone who wants to, engage in this should probably have a change of mind and come in. This is not a qualification exam. This is fun. This is for you to show your will. This is for you to, show how much you've practiced so far. So come and practice, come and engage on the platform, come and take the Quizathon, and let us see how far you can go. So, but all in all, we're putting in place measures to ensure people do not engage in malpractice on the day of the Quizathon.
Thank you so much, Kolade. So we have another question, and this is from Malachi. Malachi, you've already answered it to an extent, but Malachi is asking what are considered as cheating, in addition to what you've already said.
Yeah, thank you very much, Malachi. So we do have, if you go to the Quizathon page on the Distinction platform, as soon as you click on it, the terms and condition actually pops up that tells you what the do's and the don'ts. That's one. And in fact, we have different channels whereby we communicate, detailed communication on what qualifies as cheating. But just to buttress on that, just to give you additional information of what qualifies as cheating. The first one, like I said, is the use of multiple devices. If you intend using multiple devices at the same time, and obviously, unless you are kind of not even ambidextrous, you're answering here, you're answering another one, which we know is practically impossible. So we do not allow multiple devices. We also do not allow you to have external support. So if you're taking the Quizathon, it has to be just you and you. If you get help from your friends and we find out you're going to be disqualified, that's cheating as well. Another form of cheating is trying to, use some malicious method to get access into the platform and automate your responses. If you try that, we're going to know, our systems are going to detect that. And once we find out that, we're going to make sure that we disqualify you. And other forms of cheating also include you storing the question somewhere and the answer somewhere and just trying to pour it into the platform back, because we are noticing all your activities, how many questions you're able to answer, how much time you take in answering questions, your click rate. We're seeing the recordings of your activity. Practically, we're recording all the sessions. So once we notice that as well, that you're taking from one side and putting it in the platform, we also consider that as cheating. But for you to get, information about this, because based on our clause, there might be new things that come up that we are going to determine and find out if it's cheating or not. We have the right to say and investigate and find out more if that is cheating or not. So that means people can want to game or be smart on the system and engage in unscrupulous acts. If we notice that, we would investigate and find out if it's cheating. And of course, if we find out it's cheat, some sort of cheating, that person is going to be disqualified and penalized. So yeah, but we have a document, like I said, go to the Quiz.on page, you're going to see the whole information about what is cheating and what is not considered as cheating.
Thank you so much for that, Kolade. We have a comment here from Chukwemeka who is saying thank you for this session. Saidu Mohammed is asking, how can he, I'm assuming that Saidu Mohammed is male, how can they access the next course through the dashboard? Okay, so it's asking, do they need to access the next course through the dashboard that carries practice, or must it be through the Quizathon's Take Quiz?
So there's a timer on the Quizathon that shows you, that runs down to 00 hours, 00 minutes, and 00 seconds by 10 a.m. on Saturday, that is December 7th. So once that timer reads 0 at that point, then you click on start at that point by 10 a.m., then it starts reading from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's the 5-hour Quizathon period. And there's a button, the start quiz button. You need to click on this button to be able to participate in the Quizathon. For the Quizathon, you are not doing any practice. Even though it is the same question from the practice, it is the same style and format that it takes, the Quizathon. But in terms of you accessing the Quizathon, all you need to do is go to your dashboard, click on Quizathon on the menu by the left side. Then you're going to see the timer. Once the start quiz button is enabled, that is by 10 a.m. on the dot, you can click on start quiz and you can start taking, practicing your question or taking your questions and answering as many questions correctly as possible.
Thank you so much for that, Kolade. So Salim Lawan is asking, how many courses can one participate in during the Quizathon? I think you already answered that. Agnes is asking, how many questions are we expected to answer?
Yeah, so just to answer both questions at the same time, you can answer as many questions as possible, as humanly possible. That's it. It's a marathon, and you'll find out that it's going to test your will. It's going to test how much you're willing to go, how far you're willing to go, on that day. For those that have participated before, they will have given you, you will have heard about testimonials around this. It's a 5 hours marathon of questions, continuous questions taking. So the only thing is that you cannot take a course twice. So if there is a course called Introduction to Algorithm in Computer Science Year 1, and you've taken questions under it, you can take the minimum of, you can set the minimum and maximum questions you want to take. There's a button there that allows you to select the number of questions you want. But once you take a course once, you cannot take it again. That's the only thing. But you can take as many courses as possible. We have hundreds of courses on the platform with well over 700,000 questions. So you have questions from different places. You can take as many questions as possible. But the thing is, you cannot take one course more than once. I think that answers the first question. The second question was about, and what was the second question again?
Okay, so the second question was around how many courses. I think you already answered both. That is how many questions to ask and how many questions to answer and how many courses one can take. So Enobong just dropped a message, and this is around accuracy. Enobong is asking, how can they be sure that the platform does not underscore them, because she's saying that there are some questions that she's asked that she's positive is correct, but the platform has said is wrong.
Yeah, thank you very much. One of the things, aside the integrity of the platform, one of the things we also strive as much as possible to uphold is the correctness of the platform. We're not even on 99.9% correctness, we're on 100% correctness. That's what we really working towards, and that's what we want to achieve with the platform. However, I would also, it's there will be no gainsaying if I sit here and say that we've not noticed instances whereby students have reported incorrect questions. So one of the things we're doing continuous, and it's a continuous exercise, is we are always doing quality assurance on the questions to make sure that the answers are correct. And one way is even students can submit feedback on the question, whether it is right or wrong. So once a student submits feedback, we can actually check and find out if this is actually wrong and make some correction. But if it is right, we'll reach out to the student and let them know. So for the sake of the quizathon, like we said, we're making sure we're doing continuous cleanup. And by Saturday, we've had the mock quizathon recently, and it was pretty much very successful last Saturday. On Saturday, the main quizathon, which is December 7th, you can rest assured that you're going to have very clean questions with correct answers coming in for you.
Okay, Ted C is asking, when is the result for the mock quizathon? When is it going to be released, or has the released results been confirmed?
For the last mock quizathon, we, like we said, it's not just about taking the course, taking the quizathon itself. We also make sure that we do investigate, especially for the top participant. So we've been carrying out a couple of investigations with some scores, some suspicious scores. We've been reaching out to some of the candidates. If you are part of the top 20 and there was some suspicion on your result, for example, we would have reached out to you. So, but the good thing is we've finally concluded on our investigation, and the students who have scaled through will be rewarded accordingly. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Kolade. Tetsi, I hope that already answers your question. Focus Simona is asking, will my camera and microphone be accessed during the program? Would they need to use their camera and or microphone during the exams, during the competition?
Not at all. Not at all. We're not going to access your camera or your microphone during the competition. We're not.
So we have one more question here from Nelson. Nelson says, if my laptop turns off, can I continue with my phone? Not simultaneously, do I think you already answered that question earlier on. Arthur Nwazo says, do we get the result of the quizathon immediately, or we have to wait for announcements?
So there is a leaderboard on the quizathon page for those. I believe everyone that is participating in the quizathon is already familiar with the distinction platform. You've practiced as many questions as possible. So you would notice if you go to the quizathon page, you would even see the leaderboard from the last quizathon. So there's a leaderboard that automatically updates the ranking of students, the top 100 students. So there's a leaderboard for that. And as well, there is also a place where you can see your own score, your ranking. So you're participating with thousands of students. What's your rank if you cannot see yourself in the top 100? So that's automated. But in terms of, so after the entire exercise, like I said, we don't just say, our technologies infrastructure is taking care of whatever is happening, but we also need to put in, ensure that everyone is treated equally. So we also do some additional checks to make sure everything is working as it should. So that is when we review the scores, we review the logs of some of the participants and make sure that everything is in order. So as soon as we're done with that, then we're going to release the official result. There's going to be an official release of the results. That happens as quickly as possible, I can assure you that, yes.
Thank you so much for that, Kolade. So we have another question. Okay, this question has already been answered. That's as to when that will be done. This person asked, this is from Timothy. Timothy says, what if you aren't through answering the questions, and then will they be auto-submit? So this is, I want to believe, the timer set on the questions. Once that timer runs out, will there be auto-submit if one is not able to submit immediately before the time runs out?
Yes, thank you. That's a very good one. 1 minute to the end of the quizathon, there's going to be a timer that pops up. that that tells you you have 1 minute to go, so about 60 seconds. And once that timer is done, if you submit or if you don't submit, it submits automatically for you. So there's going to be auto submit. By 3 p.m., everyone is going to have their quiz submitted by 3 p.m. on Saturday.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Kolade. Princess asks, can one proceed to the next question if they finish before the allocated time?
Yes, please. Yes, you can proceed to the next question. So like we said, it has the same experience as what you're doing with the practice, where you can do some questions here and proceed to another course. So you can always proceed to another course once you're done. That's the idea. The goal here is you need to be very fast, speed, and you need to be accurate, answer questions correctly. You need to be extremely fast. Some students we've seen students who are not cheating, but they're extremely fast. So if you really, really want to win the top Naira, the 1 million Naira top position, you need to be extremely fast. Once you're done with the course, you don't necessarily need to have elapsed the 25 minutes or so on it to go to another course and all.
Okay, we'll need to round up very soon. So we'll just take the last 3 questions so that what we'll do though is we'll drop the link to our Telegram channel, which has around the clock attention. So it means any other questions that you have that are not addressed, that is not addressed during this session, we'll take on Telegram. Kolade will just do 3 questions and then we'll call it a day. So the very first question has already been answered, which is around what does speed and accuracy helps with winning? Do the accuracy and speed of answering boost one's score? I think you already addressed that. This other person says that this is from Enobong. She says that she has an issue with how the scores are computed. So she's saying that what if, like in scenarios where she failed 16 questions and the system is recording that she failed 40, that in turn affects her actual score. How would that be addressed?
Like I did mention, in terms of system computation of the result, that is something that we pay so much attention to. So on the Quizathon day, you can rest assured that you're going to get your actual score. What you put in for is what you score is going to reflect on your dashboard and in your ranking as well.
Fantastic. So the final question for this session, Chinemirim Ukuna, I hope I got that right, says in all of their mock, always been logged out with 45 seconds left. I hope this would be addressed on the D-Day.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Mary. That's actually something we put in place on the system. It's a mechanism feature that we did put in place. So we expect that once you started 10 a.m. by 2:59 should have been done with whatever you want to do. It's system specific, so it's still going to happen on D-Day. We can expect to be logged out by 2:59.
Okay, so that means that answers Nira's question of it's happening across board. I think that is all the questions that we can take for this session. As always, my name is Sonia Sayade, and answering our questions has been Kolade Adebimpe. Kolade, thank you so much. Please, for everyone that has more questions that has not been addressed, we've done about 15 questions for this particular session. We will drop a link to our Telegram channel for you to be able to give us more questions. We'd like to hear from you. We'd like to also address whatever issues that you might have. So that we can make sure you have the best experience come Saturday. The link to register for the Quizathon still is schools.distinction.app/Quizathon. We would like to have as many students on the D-Day as possible. For now, and as always, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the D-Day of the Quizathon and soon enough for Quizathon 3.0. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.